my name is Josh Gilpin. Welcome to Southwestern University's Guitar Tutorials. Today we will be taking a look at Fernando Sohr's Opus 35, number 13, otherwise known as Segovia Study number 2. The piece is in the key of C major, and the time signature is 2/4. The first thing we will do is play at a slower tempo with an animated score. The next thing we will do is take a look at a couple areas that need more specific attention, and then we will play the piece at concert tempo. One thing to note before we begin is that we will have a metronome clicking along with the animated score, and it will be clicking on eighth notes, so you will hear 4 clicks before the piece begins. One thing to note about this piece is if we take a look at the first 4 measures, this phrase comes back time and time again. So if we pay close attention with the right hand and the left hand working on these first 4 measures, you've really figured out a majority of the piece. Another thing to note about this piece is it's in the classical style, and that's characterized by the accompaniment being in what's called an Alberti bass. What that means is the chord is being arpeggiated underneath the melody, and you'll see the melody in red on the scrolling score. Now let me demonstrate. So first we'll take a look at the left hand just to draw out the melody. In the first measure, we have E on beat 1 and then C on beat 2. Now if we separate everything else out of that, the accompaniment on the bottom, we'll take a closer look at the right hand pattern. What we're doing here with this Alberti bass style is arpeggiating each chord, in this case a C major chord. And the pattern that's being repeated is P, I, P, I, P, I, P, I, or in some cases P, I, P, I, and then stay on the 4th and 3rd string. The next instance of a diminished chord is in measure 29, and we're transitioning out of this diminished chord into a first inversion D minor chord. So this second diminished chord that we encounter is a G diminished chord, so just back 1 fret from where we just were. What you want to give careful attention to is the sequencing of your fingers with your left hand going into the first inversion D minor chord. When I leave the diminished chord, the first note I will grab is the F in the bass, and with my first finger, and then A on string 3 with my middle finger, and then fingers 3 and 4 on F and D on strings 4 and 2 simultaneously. And this is something to practice so you don't feel like you have to grab the entire chord right away. And now the piece at concert tempo.